Hello, Chef AJ and all my fellow Chef AJ fans. I'm Joya Wesley, as you know, the Easy Breezy Whole Foodie. I am a plant-based nutrition coach specializing in weight loss. I personally stumbled upon the whole food plant-based lifestyle about 4 years ago and was finally able to end my lifetime battle with obesity. I weighed 329 pounds at my heaviest and 201 pounds the day I broke down and finally started eating this way. Before I begin, let me say, in case you didn't know, that they're trying to kill us. I am proudly wearing this hoodie to advertise the documentary, They're Trying to Kill Us. I highly recommend seeing it, especially if you're someone wanting to lose weight and blaming yourself for not being successful. It is not your fault. This film lays out how keeping all of us food addicted, fat, and sick is profitable for big food and big pharma, and how our government is selling us out. My personal message is that eating whole plant foods is the best way to fight the power and the fastest way to lose weight. I am living proof that while they make it very hard to avoid the standard American diet, they can't make us eat it. It is possible to break free and reverse obesity, along with all the other epidemic standard American diseases, including diabetes. My contribution to this year's Ultimate Vegan Health Bundle is a new mini book that I hope will make it easy breezy for you to heal yourself using what Dr. Joel Fuhrman calls nutritional excellence, even while traveling. It's called the Easy Breezy 8s. Lose weight on the move with 8 foods and 8 travel tools. In it, I share how I stay satisfied and sane traveling around the world in my other career as tour manager for my dad and his band. His name, by the way, is Fred Wesley, and he too is now plant-based and is no longer living with obesity. So my secret is going to grocery stores instead of to restaurants and being prepared so that I can prepare my own nutritionally excellent meals, because I won't find them in restaurants. I'm going to take you on a little trip through the Easy Breezy 8s, starting with the 8 travel tools. First is inside my backpack, which I carry on my back everywhere I go. It has my iPad, my everything, including the first Easy Breezy 8. It's this reusable grocery bag. It's not your everyday grocery bag. It's a heavy canvas one that a good friend bought me, and which I love because it's sturdy enough to carry bottles of water, in addition to the 8 foods that I'll be collecting when I go take this to the grocery store, which is the first thing I do when I get to a new city. The next of the 8 travel tools is a set of Ziploc plastic bags, including this huge 3-gallon one, which is the container for my mobile kitchen, which is what makes it possible for me to prepare my meals for myself in my hotel room. The next is this collapsible steamer. It has its own power cord, and it switches voltages from the US to European, so I can change that. And I also have outlet adapters to plug it in. It has a little tray for steaming vegetables. It opens up to this size. It can make a pot of rice or of quinoa, but more frequently I use it to steam vegetables. I put water in the bottom, put the tray in, put the vegetables that are sliced and steam them in here. And to slice them, I use the next on the list of 8 tools, which is this cutting mat. It's flexible, it's lightweight, it slips into the back of my kitchen, makes like a back wall for it. And to cut with, I use this knife. It has a cap It's important to have the cap so that it stays safe in the suitcase. This whole thing lays in my suitcase. You can't take it in a carry-on baggage. If you don't check bags, this won't work, but everything else will. And you can maybe pick up one of these at a grocery store. I actually found my first one of these at a grocery store in Paris. So very handy to have with a safety cap. Next is a collapsing mixing bowl, which I don't have with me because I'm traveling today in a place where I knew I would have a mixing bowl and a kitchen. It's a real kitchen, but when I'm in a hotel, I don't have a mixing bowl and I need it to mix my meals. So I carry one with me, and it slips right in here too. It also collapses flat and slips inside. The next are these leak-proof meal containers. They snap closed, so juices won't leak out of it. I try not to make my meals too juicy. And they come up to this 750 milliliter size, which is perfect for the amount of vegetables I eat with the beans and tofu and the other products I include in my nutritionally excellent meal. The final tool is this titanium spork I got from REI. It's a spoon on one end, a fork on the other end, and a little bit of a knife on this edge of the fork. So I carry it with me. It's very lightweight, washes up quick and easy. I'm ready to eat when it's time to eat, no matter where I am. Okay, now we'll go to the Easy Breezy 8 foods. The first, my main concern is getting enough clean protein and enough vegetables. This is why restaurants don't work. So beans are my favorite protein. And into the beans category also falls tofu. And this pressed tofu with packed like this with minimal water is the way I like to buy it. And I find it easily all over the world. If I can't find it in a grocery store, because more and more often, rather than plain tofu like this, they're stocking meat substitutes that are processed and have oils and sugar and salt in them, and I avoid all of those. But an Asian market often will have tofu like this, so I'll go there and get it. So beans, this is the protein part. That's the first of the 8s. The next are greens. These are romaine hearts, which I just recently discovered are easy to rinse and slice, and include in my meals, and they pile up the weight. I'm going for 10 ounces in each lunch and dinner, 4 ounces in breakfast, and that's an optional for my coaching clients if they want vegetables at breakfast, but it is a good way, as Chef AJ has let everyone know, to eat well and manage hunger. So greens. Next are my flavor veggies, and then volume veggies. So flavor veggies, the main one, the queen, is the red onion. Usually I don't buy red onions this big because I'm in a hotel room and I'm not going to be able to use the whole thing in one day. I get a smaller one. There's a special size. It's about this size that fits right in the groove in the bottom of my suitcase, so I can put 2 or 3 down there and I'll have them for 2 or 3 days. And they really make a difference in making my meals feel delicious and satisfying. After the flavor veggies, which also include tomatoes and peppers and other kinds of vegetables that give a pop of flavor to complement the greens. Then there's volume veggies. These are veggies that steam nicely and are heavy. This is asparagus. It's asparagus season here in California. There was lots of asparagus in the grocery stores when I went to shop earlier this week. And this is steamed very lightly. It's a little more steamed than I prefer it, a little less crunchy, but these make lovely snacks and can be carried just like chips and snacked on the move. Put them in a Ziploc bag, carry it with you for snack time, which I generally don't snack, but if I were gonna snack, those will make a great snack. Flavor veggies, volume veggies, mushrooms. These are one of Dr. Furman's G-bombs. Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. mushrooms, number 5 of the Easy Breezy 8. And then berries and seeds. So fruit is on the list, and berries is what I picked up most recently. So these, grab a packet of berries like this, or lunchbox fruits like apples and oranges and bananas. Those are easy to stick in the grocery bag and bring home, and they'll have them for my meals. Seeds are also easy to find in grocery stores, but I usually bring a starter amount. These are hemp seeds, but in addition to hemp seeds, I eat flax seeds, chia seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. I've even seen lately watermelon seeds, but they are a great source of protein and healthy plant fats. So seeds I often bring with me, and then I have them to start with, but they're easy to replenish, to find a bag of sunflower seeds, or actually even find them in bulk in natural health food stores and grocery stores that I also look for. Depending on what city I'm in, I can go to the Whole Foods of that city. Actually, it's actually Whole Foods in London, which I love to go to because for my bean category, they have hummus made without oil. And most commercially sold hummus includes oil and salt. I can deal with the salt, I won't deal with the oil. So at Whole Foods in London, I can get their house-made hummus that does not have oil, and it's delicious. The last item is starches, oats. Oats is my main source of starch. I start with the bag of oats, and I can easily replenish that by going to grocery stores. They have all kinds of oats. They're popular around the world. But if I don't want oats for starch, I can also make some rice in here, or make some quinoa, or get sweet potatoes or regular potatoes and steam them, wash them and steam them in here, just like I steam the vegetables. And there you have it, the Easy Breezy 8s, 8 foods and 8 travel tools for meals that move. Included among the bonus tools in the book is a digital scale that I use to weigh my vegetables and my protein and my fats to make sure I'm getting enough vegetables and not getting too much starch and fat or protein, which my eyes always want more. And when I don't measure, I always end up eating too much, and I will end up gaining weight. So this way, I keep it in the box, I keep it organized, and I found it to be a very helpful system, and I hope you will too. Just want to show you what an Easy Breezy meal looks like. So in my backpack, there is a insulated compartment where I can stack all 3 of my meal containers if I have to. Generally, I like to eat breakfast before we head out for the day. But this is today's lunch, or actually it'll be dinner because I've got lunch somewhere else. So this is the lid, topped it off. I have in here the onion steamed, the lettuce, some steamed mushrooms, some black beans, some rice, and some steamed asparagus. It's delicious. I also will share that for flavor. So here I put a little of some homemade hummus. I made a little dressing out of the last bit of hummus. And I have in here nutritional yeast, which provides some nice flavor. I can sprinkle on my meals and carry it with me. Also a couple other tools. This is parchment paper. I have a kitchen here, so there's a cookie sheet. I can roast vegetables, onions or mushrooms. Often I roast when I'm at home. Or tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. I cut them in half and roast those. Parchment paper keeps me from soiling someone else's cookie sheet, for example, or my own, so I don't have to wash it. I can just clean up easily. I also have, this is another older piece of reused parchment paper. I have nori. This is seaweed sheets. I break them in half and make hand rolls. I can put these vegetables, for example, in a hand roll and eat them. It adds a level of satisfaction and excitement